Let's kill these fools!
I'll see you cut asunder!
Take that!
Well, that was easy. Too easy.
Time for a little
My attack has had no effect on this one.
Yeah. Yeah?
What do you want?
Lemme vakrein. Rio a Boko.
Four, ignore them. Keep concentrating. The rest of you, kill them. Idiots! You're not focusing! What have you done to me?
Forgive me, Master Aldenon. I'm afraid I do not understand.
Very well. Let us set aside the broader metaphor of the stone and narrow our attention to the fact that it has been cleft in two, which, while not a fact, is a smaller metaphor than the first. You see, at first glance, the two halves both appear as separate stones, but they were both once one stone, yet not. Do you follow?
Ah, welcome. I was just speaking with Master Aldenon concerning one of the prisoners you recovered from Garius. A woman, but not of Neverwinter or Luskan, or even perhaps this plane of existence. The prisoner has asked for you, personally. I was hoping you might be able to help us out concerning her identity, or her intentions. Aldenon has a theory, but I'm afraid...
If you both would simply listen. The comparison to a rock, a big rock, is a simple one, almost perfect. This prisoner you have, it seems that she is of the same stone as the Githyanki, but yet she is not. You see, both were once one people. At one time, even though time is a very difficult thing to measure depending on the plane, and that's not counting time in the astral plane or on...
Forgive me, Aldenon. Is this prisoner a threat or not?
Oh, I don't know that. I do know that the Gitzerai and the Githyanki have been in a state of war for millennia. It is common knowledge.
Of course, an oversight on my part.
So, I should think if your young lieutenant here, well met again by the way, you seem to be everywhere, is hunted by the Githyanki, then the Gitzerai and this Gitzerai prisoner would be allies by default. But I could be mistaken. I suppose we could see if she tries to kill any of us, but that test has numerous procedural flaws in its execution, if you will pardon the semantics. She seemed reasonable enough when we spoke together in Crossroad Keep, but there was a foot of stone between us, which is notoriously hard for a blade to cut through to kill someone on the other side. And speaking of Crossroad Keep, I am rather anxious to return there, so if you would both excuse me, I will set out there at once to see if we can dig anything out of the library there. Good day, and I hope the prisoner doesn't attempt to kill you. She didn't seem the type, but you know how assassins are.
Despite the advice of Master Aldenon, I think it would be best if you simply spoke to the prisoner and let this matter sort itself out, without further speculation.
I felt your presence before my eyes fell upon you. Kalakcha, step forward. Let me look upon you. Your name is not how I know you. Know this name our enemies have draped upon you. This Kalakcha. Its sound travels far, even reaching the ears of my people. At first, my people thought our enemies had erred, that they did not know that of which they speak. But here, now, as you stand in my presence, I see the truth. I did not think it possible, but the key by which you may know yourself lies within you. I know much of the problems that beset your people and mine. The reason behind these attacks upon your heart and home. You will have no greater ally in this than I. In exchange for my aid, it is my will I be freed, so that I might travel with you and aid you against these enemies. This cell is abhorrent to me. It is a shackle of stone encasing me. It causes memories of the ways of the Illithids to surface in my mind. I have borne this indignity because I knew that it would bring you to me, and a greater truth will be known.
I heard you were here. You fought bravely, and we took them almost completely by surprise. You are to be commended, both for your efforts and the lives spared this day. Had you not been there, we would have many less brave men standing with us today, along with what may be the key to taking this battle to our enemies.
In freeing me, know you have gained more than you ever would have torn from the lips and thoughts of our enemies.
Then speak. Aldenon does not think you are allied with these enemies, these Githyanki, and his word carries weight with me, fortunately for you.
Then know the trade between us is this. Release me from this prison. Let my path become that of the Kalakcha. In return, I will grant you the knowing of this threat, and all the darkness its shadow casts.
We promise an honest hearing, and if your tale rings true, we will grant your freedom.
Then listen to me, and know this threat for what it is. But we cannot do it here, in this prison, where my words echo and the shadows fall thick around us.
And why should we allow your freedom until we hear what you have to say?
Because if you deny me that, then anything I can do to aid you will prove useless. I seek to know this plane, this world that I am to help you save, and to speak honestly to it, so that it might hear what strikes at its heart. And that means that I must see your lands, what you would spill blood for, and what you have spilled blood for.
Then I know of just the place where you can see what we fight for. Make your way back to Crossroad Keep as soon as you are able. I shall meet you there.
Follow me, everyone. Grab a buddy and let's head out.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yes.
It's seen better days, and will again. This keep was destroyed during the war with the King of Shadows. It was a dark time for Neverwinter, but we persevered, as you have this day. I have brought you back here under orders, for Lord Nasher has a new task for you, and perhaps our guest can see what it is you'll be fighting for in the coming days. These people you see around you, they are now yours to command as you see fit. You are their captain in Neverwinter's service. Make this keep ready for war. Gather troops to your banner and be prepared to strike when this enemy reveals itself. To help you manage the keep, Lord Nasher has assigned you an officer, Kana, and Master Vidal has been contracted to help you rebuild the keep and the surrounding area. You are the master of this keep now. You have earned it through service and blood, and you have earned my trust, and that of Lord Nasher. This is your land. Defend it, for the sake of your people and the sake of Neverwinter.
Look, even now shadows fall upon this plain, yet still its beauty persists. It is not surprising to me that our enemies wish to mar this place with their blades and their war. Know this. The first glimpses of this conflict you have seen are not the first. They are but glimpses of things that travel well into the past and the present. It is all part of a greater war, a war almost as great as the one that split my people on the Sword of Gith long ago, and the tragedy is tied to such a blade. These shadows you see, there is a lord who dwells in darkness with them, and he has fought on this plain before against those who have embraced Gith's hatred, the Githyanki. This lord and the Githyanki, it is difficult to know the true hatred between them. He attacked them long ago, attempted to cast his shadows upon their fortresses in the plains beyond. The fighting was terrible, fierce, and it was only through the deaths of thousands of Githyanki that this King of Shadows was driven back. But no matter how many countless thousands of their people they lost, they were only capable of severing the portal through which he could attack them. And so, the Githyanki were denied a victory and forestalled their war for a time. But know that the Githyanki do not forget their enemies. And though the King of Shadows had been driven back, still they sought a way to reach him, to kill him. And as terrible as knowing the followers of Gith hunt for you, even more dangerous is this lord, this King of Shadows. Know that I will aid you if I can, but it may already be too late. The King of Shadows was not always tied to darkness, and that is part of the tragedy. His will was once devoted to an ancient empire, to the protection of its people. He was once the light of Ilfarn, empowered with the strength to protect them from their enemies, and he was bound to the natural magics of the plane, the weave. But as much as a ritual created the guardian that was to be Shadow, there is a ritual that will unmake him. It is a ritual of purification, designed to allow him peace when his days of sacrifice are done and the Empire needs him no longer. If the ritual does exist, it lies within the ruined Ilfarn city of Arvan. It is there you must go to purify yourself and gain the strength for the battle ahead. I have marked the location upon your map. Know that this path is a dangerous one. Even the people of Ilfarn, as powerful as they were unable to defeat the King of Shadows. But know that this ritual of purification and the blade of our enemies are the only chance of success in this. Very well. Listen to my words and know them. Now we must travel to the ruins of the culture of Ilfarn, and there undergo the rituals you will need to arm your spirit against the King of Shadows. I have marked the location of the city on your map. There we shall find what we seek and complete the ritual of purification.
So what does the great captain of Crossroad Keep want with her humble tracker? Something you want hunted down, my lady, or some forsaken path scouted? Ask me no questions, and I'll tell you no tales. She's a scout who couldn't find her way north along the Sword Coast if she wanted to. And yeah, she's almost gotten me killed before. Go ahead, but don't expect any answers. Big, dangerous swamp. Not much else to tell. Lots of battles fought there, lots of corpses lying under the water. Easy to get lost in, but you probably know that from West Harbor, right? Duncan said something about it. Said your village got attacked, drove you to Neverwinter. Trust me, whatever happened in your village, probably a lot easier to deal with than coming to Neverwinter. But you harbormen, you're a pretty tough bunch. To be driven out of there must have been something pretty scary. Go ahead, but don't expect any answers. Well, it's because tracking and hunting help put things in perspective. Out in the wild, well, the whole predator-prey relationship is a little more honest. Because you can't always find cheap ale in the wilderness or duskwood. That's why. I've been on both sides, prey and predator. And if you think you're a predator, you're usually wrong. You're always someone's prey. Don't know. Maybe someone, maybe no one. But chances are I'll find out someday, unless I find them first. Because you can't always find cheap ale in the wilderness or duskwood. Go ahead, but don't expect any answers. Luskins, don't give it much thought. Most of them aren't human beings anyway. They usually give up any shred of morality or dignity as part of the toll at the front gate. Because they deserve it? At least in Neverwinter, the soldiers and thieves operate with some shred of purpose or morality. Luskin. It's not even worth hating them. Look, enough about Luskins. They aren't worth talking about. Go ahead, but don't expect any answers. Well, it's because tracking and hunting help put things in perspective. Out in the wild, well, the whole predator-prey relationship. So what does the great captain of Crossroad Keep want with her humble tracker? Something you want hunted down, my lady, or some forsaken path scouted? Mockery? There's no mockery. I'm just addressing you by your new title, as a lapdog for Nasher. Is that how you want to spend the rest of your days? With a squire by your side, a painted shield, and some pathetic code of honor to keep your back stiff as a board? Yeah, I think so. I see that gleam you get in your eye whenever you look at that moldering shell of a keep. You treat me like one of your lackeys, you'll regret it. And God's help you if you try and order me around. I'm my own man. Got it? Now, is that all? Or did you have some orders for me? No, and neither should you. You're from West Harbor. Duncan told me what happened. The Gith show up, and you killed them. And you know what? There'd be a lot less misery in the world if everyone followed that simple rule. Either stand up and fight, or be prepared to suffer. There now. Maybe I'm speaking to someone with some sense. There's learning in fighting and killing, and more in fighting for something you believe in. What would have happened if you never fought for anything? Why, you wouldn't have come all this way. Seems to me there's a strength in that, something you can learn from. And so could those fool villagers in Ember. Yeah, something you need. Don't we all?
I cannot move while I am overburdened.
Yeah.
I cannot move while I am overburdened. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. I cannot move while I am overburdened.
Follow me, everyone. Grab a buddy and let's head out.
Follow where I lead.